starting on getting this thing wrapped up. As you can see, I've had to layer this plate a little bit different to get it to come out flush with what we have here with the LVL. I'm running some anchor bolts in it now. Once we get these anchors not all the way tight, but you know, flush tight, we'll release the pressure off of the wall support and then start tightening these up and move on to getting the rest of the rot in this top corner up here cut out. So we're gonna have to remove part of the ceiling and see what damage we got up in here, but once I get this finished, we'll have to notch out where the electrical goes, wire the box back up, and then we can start kind of figuring out in the end what we're going to do as far as the plates right here. They're shims to shim out the sheetrock so that everything joins up the way that it did before. You see right here, you know, we've got to put a half round corner bead on the end of the sheetrock. So we'll see where we go from here. So once I got the junction box tied back into the wall, wiring the switch back up and making sure everything's hooked up right before I flip the breaker back on and get the power back going to the light fixtures. So usually in this situation I'll use a regular wire nut, but since I just clipped the wire to turn the power off to the junction box, I just stripped the wires and used what they call a quick nut. Wire slides right in, joins right back up, tucked it back into the junction box, and put the plug back onto the cover. All right, it's the end of my day. We obviously see what's going on. You've got plywood on the roof that's rotted about 10 foot down the eave. I just kept cutting away until I couldn't see any more rot. Sorry I wasn't able to kind of take videos throughout the day, but I just wanted to show you where I ended up at the end of the day. Now to replace that top plywood, I'm gonna have to have access to the inside and the outside of the house, which is gonna be a problem. So we'll see how that goes over. But rather than have a messy job site with all of that inside, I just took the last hour of the day to try and clean everything up and get ready for tomorrow. I actually have some help with me tomorrow, thank God, because I need it. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll continue to proceed with the nightmare roof leak from hell. All right, guys, see you in the morning. So epoxy raindrop walls. And the fishes. Little fishes. All right, guys, so we've been clicking away at this. Just wanted to show you where we're at so far. Now we've had to layer up just about every bit of this project to get it to come out even, because it's just, everything is just so off. You can see you've got a 1/2 inch gap with shims right there at the bottom of the sheetrock, so we'll have to further the sheetrock out. And remember, we had a gap right here that was 1/2 inch that you just can't draw up because the sheetrock's already been furred out. So we have to go back with what they have. So we put a couple of layers of 3/16 and 1/8 just birch plywood, just to layer it up to kind of make our own shim. And then we'll go flush on the edges where the wall meets the ceiling. As you can see up top up there, we've got some more fir shims up there. Now the problem that we've got with our roof is the plywood on the roof is tucked underneath some river rock stone. So the only way that we'll be able to replace it and fix that damage is that we need access to it from underneath and above. So we're going to go ahead and get the walls figured out and sheetrocked, and then we're just going to put pretty much an access hole right here, a couple screws and a piece of sheetrock, so that at a later point we can pull that back down and get up in there and get access, so that we can finish out the structural repair and the piece of plywood, where obviously you can see it's just completely rotted out, and that's where the original leak came from. If we try to cover it up now, when we brace that up, you won't be able to get that piece of plywood out because you're going to be shooting nails through it. It's just going to make the job more difficult. So we'll just patch this up, and once we get the green light on that, we'll go ahead and get on the roof, pull the shingles back, get that rotten piece of plywood out, and replace it. And then also we're going to go back down the correct way with new flashing, new tins, new urethane sealant. So that should stop the leak, and we can move on to something else, because a project that originally me and Tim were going to do as kind of a gimme. We opened up a rat's nest, and it turned out to be pretty significant damage. Just wanted to show you where we're at now with the project. We're capping it off, and as soon as we're done with that, we're going to get the sheetrock on the wall and go from there. All right. So I didn't press play on the video on the last time, but I wanted to show everybody that this is what we got. We got it all sheetrocked off, and it was not as fun as it looks. We had so much swelling going on in this corner. You can almost see it when you look down it. It's got a cup in it. I guess it'll be this way. Yeah, it's got a cup in it. But everything's tight. This ceiling piece is just temporary because we've got to have access inside and out, like I explained before, to fix the damage on the roof and the soffit. This edge right here, you know, there was so much that we could do to get it furred out, but we've got some shims that we lined up until we got to this corner, because it was flush in this corner. But over here you can see down low, you know, it's just got a funky way to it. So to get it to meet up flush, we had to shim this out. So tomorrow we will we'll get in here, we'll put a bull nose on this lip right here and down this edge. We'll get all these joints taped off, and let old Tim get a hold of it with the Durabond 20 and the +3, and let him work his magic. But electrical and everything seems to be working fine. These lights, I don't like them. They seem to be hanging low, but maybe there's something I can do tomorrow to tighten them up a little bit. But everything's functioning correctly. But I'm happy with it, you know. So if I'm happy with it, as meticulous as I am, she must be good to go. So I appreciate everybody watching this video, and I hope you're able to take something from it and maybe use it on your own project if you have a leak that's similar to this one. We'll start again in the morning. All right.